Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at these headlights with clear corner lights, smoked housings, and clear lenses, fitting 2014 and 2015 Silverado 1500s. These are going to be perfect for the Silverado owner who's looking for an affordable replacement for their stock headlights that have an additional dose of style thrown in. They keep the overall look of your stock setup with a little something extra, it's just not reflected in the price. I have a real hard time coming to terms with the fact that these 2014 and 2015 model year trucks are all about 10 years old at this point. And if you're watching this video in the future, well, just know I'm still in denial about it. But older trucks are prone to needing new headlights. Even if yours are in comparatively good shape, they're probably starting to show signs of discoloration or crazing on the lenses. So if you're after a replacement, let me turn your attention to these. They keep the same overall style of your stock headlights with the split high and low beams and the chrome surrounds plus the clear lenses. You obviously get brand new lenses with this setup too, and they even utilize the same type of incandescent bulbs, making replacements easy to get and affordable. But the two key differences here are the clear corner lights and the smoked internal housings. Those two things combine to add an air of menace to the front end of your truck, and it truly gives it a whole new look. You may not think that just seeing them here on the table, but just have a look at these on our 2014 Silverado in these clips. It's really a dramatic difference, especially if you're coming from the originals with the chrome housings. And personally, I'm a big fan of this look. I did something similar with an older Chevy, and even years later, I'm super happy with the results. And I think you will be too, because these just add that little extra something, but they're still basically a stock replacement. To that end, as you might expect, these are made in very much the same way as your factory lights. The outer housings are made from ABS plastic, so they're lightweight and strong, and the lenses are made from polycarbonate, again, the industry standard. Now, bulbs are not included here, so you're gonna have to either provide your own or swap them over from your originals. But the housings are completely weather sealed, and again, like your factory lights, these have integrated adjusters right here on the back, meaning that they are DOT and SCE compliant, and thus fully street legal. Pricing comes in at a very reasonable $275, making these one of the most affordable sets you can get for these trucks. While you're saving a bit due to their simple setup and because the bulbs don't come included, they are really good value for what you get, and for the price, I think you'd be hard pressed to find something that can make a bigger visual difference in the front end of your truck. Installation is going to get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you about 1 hour to complete. Again, these are pretty much plug and play. You don't have to do any modifications or anything like that to your truck, and though you do have to remove the grille to access the lights, this is really not a difficult job. So enough of me talking about it, let's head on out to the shop now and we'll walk you through the process.
For this install, you need a 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 extension, a 10 and 7mm socket, 10mm ratcheting wrench, Phillips head screwdriver, and a clip removal tool. All right, today we're gonna be installing headlights on our Silverado. First, we're gonna watch a quick video how to install the stock ones, then we'll come back here to install the new ones.
All right, first step here, we have to uninstall our factory headlights. To do that, pop your hood. We're gonna remove the radiator shroud. Now there's a bunch of these plastic black push pin clips here. What you're gonna do is take a panel removal tool. I'm gonna start with this guy here. You're just gonna pry up on the middle section. Once that's up, you don't necessarily need to take it off in 2 pieces, but once that's up, you can pull it off all together just like that. Do that for each one along the entire shroud. Now that all those clips are off, let's just lift up on the shroud and set it aside. Next up, we have to head over to the wheel well to remove this one Phillips head screw. Now the reason we're doing that is because this entire trim piece that goes along all underneath the headlights and grille has to come off. So grab a Phillips head, we're just gonna take this one screw off in each wheel well. So once you have one taken care of, repeat on the other side. And once that's off, you can start cracking that guy loose. All right, next step here, just pull that trim piece all the way off and set it aside. All right, next up, let's get our grill out of the way. Now there's 4 10mm bolts at the top, so I'm switching over to an impact gun and a deep socket, so let's get those off. All right, now on the bottom left and bottom right corners, you're gonna find another 10mm. For the grill, I'm switching over to an extension on my 10mm. All right, same thing on the other side. so now we can just pull the grill off in one piece. All right, next step, let's unbolt our headlight. Now I'm working on our passenger side here. There's two 10mm bolts up top we're gonna start with. All right, next up, behind where our grill was here, there's one more bolt at the bottom down there. All right, we have one more down here in the corner, right behind where the trim was underneath the headlight. I'm gonna use a 10mm ratcheting wrench for this guy just because it's at a tough angle. All right, so now we can just pull that straight back. And you just pinch and disconnect the harness. Just like that, set your factory light aside.
All right, to get our new headlights installed, we need to swap over our high and low beam bulbs. So we're just gonna give both of our covers here a quarter turn and pull them off. Same thing on the new one. We're gonna unplug our bulbs. So we have a tab push down here, remove our connector. This one here, this tab will lift up and then pull out. Same thing, we're gonna do a quarter turn with the bulbs. And you just need to find the right groove for it to fit back in. Give it another quarter turn. Get our harness, plug it in. Same thing for the bottom one. Tuck the wires out of the way so they won't hit the cover. Put your cover on, make sure you line up this tab and this groove here. And give it a turn. Then once you're done this, you can do the same thing for the other headlight. They already have marker bulbs in them, so you don't need to swap them over. Next, we can install our headlight. So we're gonna grab our main harness and plug that in first. Once that's plugged in, we can get our headlight into place. Grab our 10mm bolts and just thread them in place. We can tighten these three down and then we'll move to the side. Grab your ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten them down. And now we're going to tighten our bottom one on the inside here. We just have our last bolt on the bottom on the outside. We're going to thread that in. And we're going to tighten that down with our 10mm ratcheting wrench. Once you have that done, you can go ahead and install the other headlight the same way. Now we're going to reinstall our grill. So we're just going to line everything up. Tap our mounts in place. Then we can reinstall our 4 10mm bolts across the top. All right, grab your ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten them down. While we're here, we can also install our rad cover. That lined up in place. And then reinstall all of our push clips going across. Now we're going to come to the lower part of our grill and we're going to reinstall our 10mm bolt at the bottom. We're going to grab our ratchet, extension, and 10mm socket and tighten that down. Once this side is tight, you can do the same thing on the other side. Next, we're going to put on our lower trim piece. So just gonna line all the tabs up. Give it a good tap into place. Now we just had to put our hardware into our wheel well here. Now you might have taken out a Phillips head screw. In our case, we have a 7mm screw. So just gonna thread that in and take our ratchet and 7mm socket and tighten that down. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And that wraps up our install of our headlights with clear corner lights, smoke housing, and clear lenses for our 2014 to 2015 Silverado 1500. And remember, for everything Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.